The king and all his company sat silent on their horses, marveling, perceiving that the power of Saruman was overthrown, but how, they could not guess. And now they turned their eyes toward the archway and the ruined gates. There they saw close beside them a great rubble heap, and suddenly they were aware of two small figures lying on it at their ease, gray-clad, hardly to be seen among the stones. There were bottles and bowls and platters laid beside them, as if they had just eaten well and now rested from their labor. One seemed asleep. The other, with crossed legs and arms behind his head, leaned back against a broken rock and sent from his mouth long wisps and little rings of thin blue smoke. Hey everybody. So imagining Merry and Pippin laid back on those rocks after the Battle of Isengard, smoking a pipe, is a great image to keep in mind while smoking the pipe that I got in the mail yesterday from Flogglewerks, the Lazy Hobbit. So before I go into too much detail about the Lazy Hobbit Pipe, I want to talk about the company that made it, Flogglewerks. Flogglewerks is a company based out of Washington State, and it's a great company. They've really become my favorite pipe maker over the years. And the reason for that is because when I look for a pipe, I look for three things primarily. First of all, affordability. Second is quality, and affordability and quality don't always go hand in hand. And finally, I like simplicity. This is a very simple, rustic-looking, but interesting pipe, and that's something that I really appreciate. Flogglewerks really combines all three of those into their pipe-making process, and I can greatly appreciate that. This particular pipe was only $28, and it would seem like most of their pipes are in the $20 to $30 range. At the same time, they're using quality materials. The bowl is made out of Pacific myrtle, which according to their website actually burns cooler than briar. I don't know about that. It might be worth testing out someday. And the stems are made out of maple rather than some ugly synthetic material. They also don't use glue, which is something else I really appreciate. The pipe, in this case, and in all their pipes, I believe, are essentially just held together by friction. And there's no glue to hold this stem together. This is all one piece that is drilled out. The glue thing, I've seen videos of people making churchwarden pipes, and Lord of the Ring themed pipes, and they just use so much glue. And in my mind, this is something that you're heating up and ingesting into your body. You're taking, the tobacco smoke as well as any glue vapor into your body. I don't care how healthy a glue maker says it is, or how okay it is for you to heat up and suck in. I don't want to do it. So the fact that Flogglewerks doesn't use glue is a definite bonus in my book. So good on you, Flogglewerks. I really appreciate you if you're watching this video, and I hope that other folks will find out about you and appreciate your pipes as well. So on to this particular pipe, the Lazy Hobbit. So let's talk about this pipe, the Lazy Hobbit Pipe. This is obviously a Lord of the Rings themed pipe, as are most pipes from Flogglewerks. It's not quite as long as a lot of the pipes I typically smoke. It's only around 6 inches, but I'm hoping that'll be an interesting change while still retaining the Lord of the Rings theme look. Flogglewerks also gives you the option to customize your pipe by burning or engraving, whatever you'd like to refer to it as, either Hobbit runes, Elder Futhark runes, or Old English letters into the pipe. And depending on how many you choose, they essentially do that at no extra cost. Here I've got my initials, J.R.R. In Hobbit runes. And Hobbit runes, as some of you may know, are based on Anglo-Saxon runes. And to a history nerd, and a pipe nerd, and a Lord of the Rings nerd, that's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. So again, this particular pipe is made with a Pacific myrtle bowl, maple stem, which is one piece and drilled out. The bowl itself is an inch deep, I believe 3/4 in diameter. I'd have to double check on that, but I'll put the stats below. And the hole in this pipe, as with all Flogglewerks pipes, is in the bottom of the bowl. That means that your tobacco is going to burn more uniformly and you get a better smoke. Another great thing about this pipe and all the Flogglewerks pipes that I've seen is that where the stem attaches here, there's essentially a second chamber under the bowl. And I in particular, whatever, I got a D in English. I have a hard time dealing with gurgling in my pipes. Now, a lot of the time that's because I tend to smoke pipes a little bit hot. I like sucking on them. And I've got a very wet mouth. Blah. So when you combine those two factors together, you often get liquid that builds up in the bottom of the bowl. And it's not very pleasant. It doesn't taste good. Sometimes it can come up through the stem into your mouth. It tastes disgusting. But this second chamber down here for me really helps with the gurgling issue quite a bit. So I definitely appreciate that aspect of their design. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it is something that I definitely appreciate. So what I want to do is actually light this for the first time. I haven't smoked it yet. And I want to do that with you. And the reason that I want to do that is because if you're new to Flogglewerks, when you get their pipes, you are going to have to build up a cake or char it yourself. That way you can smoke it. Now they send you some instructions that you definitely want to follow. If you've seen another one of my videos about the Mary church warden pipe from Flogglewerks, you'll know that I actually cracked the bowl on the first Flogglewerks pipe that I received because I didn't follow the directions. And that, of course, even though they're not extremely expensive, it's still disappointing because they're awesome pipes. So what I'm going to do is go through some of the basic directions for getting this set up, and we'll smoke it for the first time together. All right, so let's smoke this pipe together for the first time, but let's take a look at the pertinent instructions so that we do this right and don't damage our awesome new pipe. So start by packing the bowl 1/3 of the way full with tobacco. The tobacco should be firm, but springy to the touch. If the unlit pipe draws more like a milkshake than a soda, you've packed it too tightly. All right, let's try that, shall we? We are going to use Russ's Warmup from pipesandscigars.com. This is an awesome smelling tobacco, and I highly recommend it. So let's do 1/3 here. Let's just take it over here. And again, this bowl is only about an inch deep, so we don't have to get too crazy here. All right, so I've got it about 1/3 filled with tobacco, and we are firm but springy. We've got soda, not a milkshake. So let's try it out. And I am a converted match user, and I always spill them everywhere. Sorry. All right. Tamp it down a little bit. And I'll tell you, I have a very bad habit of smoking pipes too hot. Some advice that I heard a while back that I need to employ myself is to sip the pipe. Don't, suck on it, like you're about to run out of breath. Just sip on it, like a fine tea. So I need to do that myself. There we go. Just sipping on it, keeping it cool, man. This is the Lazy Hobbit Pipe, you know? We don't have to work hard to keep this lit. We're lazy hobbits. All right, so let's double check our instructions. Always smoke the tobacco down to the ash to build a proper cake. If you cannot or do not want to finish your bowl, simply set it aside and finish it later. With each fresh bowl, gradually fill with slightly more tobacco than before, working up to a full bowl. Always allow the pipe to rest if it gets too hot to the touch with the palm of your hand. Overheating the pipe can cause large cracks and ruin it. Smoke your pipe slowly. Puffing on it too quickly will create too much airflow and overheat the pipe. I'll give you some more advice about these pipes. In any light colored pipe, you really want to be careful when using a lighter, because you can char the edge of the bowl here really easily and blacken it. That's actually why I've switched to matches, so I can get down in there a little bit more with less heat and not char my bowl so much. So there you have it. The Lazy Hobbit Pipe from Flogglewerks. I like this pipe a lot. Obviously, I haven't smoked it very much, but I think it's going to be a great smoke. The length feels great too. So I'm confident that I'm going to enjoy this pipe. And hey, I can set it down and walk away. It's great because I pee a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later.